This game was originally developed for DOS by Parallax Software and released by Interplay in 1994. It has also been released on Mac OS, PlayStation, the Wii, Steam, and Good Old Games. Why is this available on so many platforms? And why would a modern gamer consider something, frankly, really pretty old? Well, it's just this. You can't be considered a hardcore gamer till you have mastered the art of just flying this dumb ship with 6 degrees of unbiased freedom. Sure, games like Doom were novel for giving us 4 degrees of freedom, and subsequent games gave us innovations like stairs, balconies, and the ability to aim up or down. But Parallax looked at all of that and said, up? Down? What are these but the imaginings of a shackled mind? And with the chains of gravity removed, what we got was descent. You remember the first time you tried to play an FPS? That ridiculous fumbling as you tried to get the stupid camera angle under control? Imagine that, except you can actually move in whatever direction your drunken pointing might dictate, and you'll probably find an enemy over there trying to kill you while exhibiting far more spatial control than you are. Let's dig in and get all this introduction stuff out of the way. In Descent, you are the Material Defender, a pilot tasked with taking an Israeli Pyro GX starfighter into a series of mines owned by the Post-Terran Mineral Corporation, or PTMC. PTMC's mines have been infested by some kind of alien virus that is taking control of their mining mechs and profits and miners and yada yada. It's not as light on the story as some early 90s games. PTMC has hired you to fly into the mines, find the main reactor core, and blow it up. You then have 50 seconds to get to the emergency exit before the mine blows and you die. Some of these exits are just right around the corner. Others are in a different zip code. And if you didn't find it before you blew the reactor, oops. In addition to your main objective, there are prisoners to save, weapons to gather, and as with any game from the 90s, an arcade element that gives you points for every bot you kill. These bots range in difficulty from the super weak and slow to those fetching bodybuilders who shoot you with homing missiles. There are some pretty large rooms in the game, but there's always walls somewhere, and it's easy to get cornered by a whole slew of robots if you're not careful. And I should mention that some are cloaked, because screw you. Beyond the setup, the story isn't super involved. You just rinse and repeat across 27 increasingly convoluted levels. The graphics are very dated. Look guys, 12-hole polygons! But the gameplay is amazing. The controls aren't complicated. You've got your standard yaw, pitch, and roll, accelerate, reverse, fire primary and secondary, shoot a flare, drop some bombs, look back to see what's going to kill you next, tab open the wireframe of what you've explored of the mine so far to see how hopelessly lost you are, cycle weapons, dimension roll, left and right slide, up and down slide, maybe some diagonal there, and the ever-popular just sit and wonder which the heck way is up. As far as true flight sims go, the lack of gravity makes it all pretty simple. Oh, did you think I was comparing the controls to other shooters? Sorry, I should have clarified. So why should you play this? I say it's because you haven't experienced a real FPS until you've flown into a cavern, guns blazing, and been killed by the jerk sitting behind and directly below you. Despite the simple graphics and lack of a continually evolving story, it's more engaging than most modern HD FPS games and way more mind-bendingly capable of making you throw up. And for just $5 or $6, you can experience PC gaming the way it was intended, in a constant state of vertigo. The concept is so great, in fact, that a fourth sequel to the game will be hitting a Steam near you in 2016. You know what they changed? The graphics. That's it. Because blasting your way through an endless stream of increasingly more difficult robots with an array of upgradable weapons in a maze of a mine that will leave you questioning the very concept of direction is not a game in need of an upgrade. And all you need to get in on the fun is $5 and maybe a little Dramamine.